Actually, the meeting turns out to not have been about Anita Mongo. That's how Museveni wanted to structure it. When they enter the meeting, Museveni plays an audio and a video where Kadaga had gone to a witch doctor and asked the witch doctor to bewitch and kill Museveni, Mama Janet, Saleh, Mohozi, and Anita Among, 5 of them. And that, yes, and Kadaga admits to have visited the witch doctor and that these audios that Museveni was playing are actually authentic and true.
No
So
way.
he has to break down and apologize. She has to break down and apologize. So the meeting actually centers around Kadaga's attempt to bewitch and kill the 5.
No.
Then when the meeting ends, the bishops raise an issue of Among's excessive wealth. When the issue is raised, they say, Museveni says, yes, I've received reports that she has accumulated a lot of money, she has 50 houses, but this information, I need to verify it because I know her house in Ntinda, I am the one who bought it for her. This house in Nakasero, I contributed the money to her buying and building it. The house in Chigo, I also gave her some money. So I know about that. And the farm in Bukedia, I am the one who gave her 200 cows. When I visited after 5 years, they had grown to 2,000 or something like that. So at least some of this wealth, I know about it, and I was an active participant in their creation. Now, what I need to investigate is these other 50 houses they're talking about. But otherwise, these people are lying. So after the meeting, Museveni, I think, asks everybody leaves and asks Among to stay. And Among, since the CDF General House had said, endorse somebody else, the president says, no, you don't have to worry. You remember, the sake of NRM has already endorsed you. I signed the declaration of sake. How can I, have you ever known me to change my agreement? So on Thursday, Anita leaves, re-energized that she's still in play. That is Thursday afternoon. Friday goes without an incident. I think at 4 a.m. on Saturday, the president calls her and says, I have information that your security is compromised. I need to change your guards. So I'm removing these other guards and I'm putting on SFC. Now, part of the reason, of course, because there had been a small firefight when the SFC came to take over, the VVIP guards who were guarding her tried to resist, and there was a small firefight, and a couple of soldiers were injured. But Museveni reassures her that this is. So Museveni reassures her that no, I'm just changing your guards. Now it is on Sunday that they actually come now to search her house, to search for money and other hidden treasures. And it turns out they can't find the money, so they begin digging the tiles in her house, in her staircase. They think there is a vault under the staircase. Finally, they find only 402,000 shillings.
Okay.
Which was in a box in her son's bed. So in her son's bedroom.
Even that part is true. That they only found 402,000, not the.
No. The other one was social media banter. It wasn't true.
Okay.
So, now, of course, everyone who knows Anita Among knows Anita Among used to keep huge tons of cash in her house. Everybody who went there walked out with $50 million, or rather with 50 million shillings, or $30,000. She used to distribute a lot of cash. And the question, of course, for security is, where did this money go? Did she have such a highly sophisticated vault that she could have pressed a button and some place in the house opens? And because you come Sheng, if we search your house, maybe we may find $1 million, at least mine. You may find about 6.
Maybe.
Or you may find about 6 million or something. I have to keep some cash at home in case anything happens. I can't go to the bank and I can't use mobile money. So I am inclined to believe that how could it be that they did not find a lot of money at Anita Among's house? That is what has defied my thinking. So, but what we see is that the primary driver of what we are seeing with Anita Among is an attempt by Museveni to neutralize not a rival, but a potential rival, because Museveni must anticipate threats and neutralize them before they materialize. He cannot afford to have a contest with someone, because I was talking to someone, he said, but look, Anita Among has developed a lot of contact with the police. She's the one who chairs the appointments committee that approves the appointments. And who knows if she has not yet started making inroads with soldiers. You may find she has reached out to some commanders and she has compromised them and you not know. So if anything happened and Museveni was not there, people's loyalties may change. And in that context, you may find you don't even have commanders underneath you. So this is a potential beast that needs to be slain in time before her teeth are ripe enough to act. I think that is the fundamental of what has happened.
So, the Bob, it's amazing. I mean, I had read that stuff about the witchcraft and all that. I mean, I just
Someone
saw.
told me and I didn't believe it. I was like, it can't be.
Netflix, there is a significant competition on who should be speaker.
Exactly.
We're supposed to discuss this. There is internal discussion on who should be speaker, and there are serious concerns if should Anita Mong return as speaker. Anita Mong, remember, was historically from FDC.
Yeah.
Even her deputy, the deputy speaker, Thomas Tayeba, was also from FDC.
Yes.
So
FDC, that is the Forum for Democratic Change. Yeah.
the Forum for Democratic Change, an opposition political party. Now, she initially, when she came to run for deputy speaker against Jacob Olanya, the first speaker, Thomas Tayeba was going to contest against her. She defeated him in the NRM caucus at State House, and he said he was going to run as an independent. But the president feared she may lose or it may favor the opposition, and he offered Tayeba the job of chief whip in exchange for her to be left to run and win. But once she was elected speaker, what Anita Mong did was now to go, and previously she was an outsider to NRM seeking the president's patronage to get through. Now, when she comes into, she begins winning over NRM structures, NRM district councillors, sub-county councillors, parish councillors, then NRM leagues for the youth, for women, for the disabled, for entrepreneurs. So that last year, when it came to running for national vice chairperson of the NRM on the women's ticket against a seasoned Kadaga, Rebecca Kadaga, who was former speaker, she defeated her hands down. She won by more than 80% of the vote. Now, but what did that signify, Charles? It meant that Anita Mong has actually captured the political infrastructure of the NRM across the country. Whether you talk of these different leagues, youth, women, disabled, entrepreneurs, whether you talk of district structures, district councillors, sub-county councillors, LC5 chairman, town clerks, all those people, she has won them. Now, she's a heavily consolidated person in the party. You come to parliament. She has a strong hold over parliament, both NRM, the independent, and the independents, but also plus the opposition. Because she came from there, those people, she knows them personally. They can share with her their most intimate fears and anxieties and seek her assistance. Then she has also money. Now, remember, people in NRM do not want anybody to wield that amount of power. But more than that, she has also won over the judiciary. You know, you cannot take a case to court against Anita Mong in the judiciary and win. Because many judges who are being appointed, she's the one who has to approve them through parliament.
Wow.
Their children are given jobs by her at parliament. The parliamentary commission employs more than 2,000 people, and she's the one who dispenses those jobs. And Charles, the parliamentary commission is the highest paying institution in Uganda. If you want your daughter hired, my granddaughter Charlene, you want her hired, send her to Parliament of Uganda. The minimum salary is about 10 million shillings. So all these ministers, judges, whatever it is, bishops and prelates, all of them have their children working at parliament, earning good salaries, and have been hired by Anita Mong. So there is concern